type of vehicle in the Indian market. It was grabbed by the Indian consumer, and again it turned out to be a great success for Toyota. So if you really look at how Indian market has reacted to this vehicle, you just wonder how your strategic moves, especially the marketing strategic moves, can create a ripple effect. This is called the ripple effect. To introduce a very good product like the Qualis, and then before your competitors come to take you on, come out with, make their R&D, energize their R&D wings to come out with a product which can be a stiff competitor to Qualis. Then you cannibalize the Qualis itself, come out with a new launch, say it is Innova, and when you have this Innova, you come out with the new features which the Indian consumer at that point of time had never thought would be he could have in his vehicle. Never did he think that you could have these wonderful interiors. Never did he think that he could have these decent and smart motion mechanisms and that wonderful styling which it came out with. All that resulted in Qualis, which was cannibalized by Toyota, replaced with Innova, being lapped up by the Indian consumer market. That is, it was lapped up with such extraordinary speed. Toyota, when it introduced this Innova, pricing at the same level as that of the Qualis, around 6 lakhs. If you now think of the pricing of Innova, it has multiplied 4 times, that is 400% increase, and still its sales are at a very high level, even to this day in the Indian market. What does this show for you? It shows how strategic marketing can be extraordinarily effective in a competitive scenario. So, the present day Indian market is very competitive. There is, in fact, take the consumer market, like whether it is the vegetables market or whether it is the consumer perishables market or it is the consumer durables market. You have terrific competition. You have many outlets. You have the Reliance, you have the Big Bazaars, you have the Walmart, you have the Flipkart, you have the Amazons now, all these players who have entered into the Indian market. Now, when there is so much of competition, what is the thing which they are trying to do? Some of the later players like the Amazon, they think that it is still worth to have a second bite of the apple. That is what we discussed in the profit life cycle. So you don't have to be the first entrant in the marketplace. Still the second bite of the apple would be more than enough. If you look at the booming Indian market, almost every player wants to have a slice of the cake because he thinks that it is a big chunk, and in that big chunk, even a small portion is fair enough. It's good enough for him to sustain. So Walmart thinks the same way, Amazon thinks the same way, Flipkart also thinks the same way. You have the metros, you have the big bazaars. So if you really see, all this are making the life of the small retailer very, very tough, because these people are invading to his retail space also. So many times you wonder whether this retailer will continue to exist or will he disappear. Like your small stores where you used to every day go visit this small store, ask for items from him, and he would pick up those items and give it to you, and you find that your children are not going to that store. Instead, they may be going to a big bazaar or some other Reliance store and bringing these items, or they may not even be going there. They may be ordering online. All this digital marketing which has come in, and your items come and get delivered at your doorstep. What does all this make? It makes competition an extremely critical component in the present market scenario. The present market scenario has made competition extremely critical, and in order to survive in this type of a market, the market players have to be on their toes always. They cannot afford to relax. If you see the big bazaars or the Reliance, you find that every week they announce a different type of sale. They say there is a Wednesday market, and then for every festival they say there is a Diwali sale, there is a Dasara sale, all those types of things, and prices at a rock bottom. Many times people wonder whether you can sell the product at this rock bottom price. How can the marketer make any profit if he sells at this price? So, whereas these, you may call it the semi wholesalers or the wholesalers, they are looking at it from the volume marketing aspect. So, sell large number of units of the same product. Suppose you sell at only one unit, you may not be making any profit. Suppose you sell large number of units, the volume, you may still be able to get profits due to this volume. So, this makes the life of the retailer that much harder. He has to compete with all these big players and still survive in the marketplace. So, this is what the Indian market is in the present day, whether it is the automotive market which was brought out by this Toyota strategy, or whether it is the consumer market which is amplified by all these players like the Big Bazaars, the Metros, the Amazon, the Flipkart, the Walmart, to name it. You have so many other players also. So almost all of them have entered the Indian market. Why have all these players entered the Indian market? They think that India could be a good place where they can reap profits. It is because of the large demand base that can be created here for their products. So recently, if you see, even the watches have undergone a terrific change. Earlier you had the Titan, you still have the Titan. Earlier you had the HMTs. The Titans after it came, it virtually upset the HMTs. Now you have the Chinese players coming out with LED watches. These LED watches look like a band on your waist, on your hands, and unless you touch it, nobody will know that it is a watch. If you touch that watch, time will get displayed. Then what else is going to come in this? They have said your heartbeat can also be, you can record your heartbeat, you can see how your heartbeat is really clicking to this watch itself. It can be tagged on to your phone, and all this is done at the tap of this particular screen. It doesn't look like a screen. It looks like a very sleek band on your hand. You touch this, you get so many features. And when you just wonder how all this is possible. This is what is called innovation in the marketplace. This innovation in the marketplace is the key to face competition. This is what Toyota has done to its Innova, and this is what the other companies are also doing, like latest watches which I said, they call it the OLED watches, OLED watches. So we will stop here. Thank you.